Hey guys, what is going on? It is me, BikiriBox12 here, and welcome to part 3 of the Month of the Mad God Marathon 2. Today's event god is definitely one of the more interesting ones. The Pentaract. Almost immediately, you're going to notice that it's not just one event god that you have to fight, there's technically 5. In the shape of a pentagram, 5 craters will spawn, with 5 Pentaract towers on top of them, alongside 5 Pentaract eyes. Each tower has 5,000 health and a 100 damage AoE. The eyeballs have a 50 damage shotgun that doesn't really do much on its own, but in numbers it can pick you apart pretty quickly. Now there's no specific number for how many eyeballs can be out at one time, but RotMG does give us an estimation of about 50. So be on the lookout for that, because these guys fly all over the place. I mean, look at this. How are you supposed to stop? The best way to avoid taking damage in this scenario is to always be moving. Standing still while a monsoon of enemies is coming your way, it's like the equivalent of playing Monopoly, but your opponent already owns all of the properties. It's a losing battle. But here's the main idea about the Pentaract, the catch, if you will. You can't just walk up to each tower, kill it, and move on to the next, because once 15 seconds has passed, that tower will respawn, essentially putting a time limit on when you can kill it. So what does that mean? If you don't have enough speed and strength, you can't kill the Pentaract? That's what I used to think. But as it turns out, there is a small loophole. If you damage a Pentaract tower just before the point that it dies, stop attacking it and move on to the other towers to do the same. This means all 5 towers will be in the same position. A few more hits and they're gone. Now all you have to do is make one more round and you can kill all 5 with ease. Now this used to be a much harder strategy to pull off, but thanks to a more recent update, you can actually see the life bar of the Pentaract tower, so you know exactly when to stop firing. I mean, I didn't really demonstrate this idea in the video, because I don't know, I guess I just kind of forgot about it at the time, and you know, just lay off, man, alright? I'm just a kid. For another month, anyway. Oh boy, or man, whatever. Would you believe that the hardest part about the Pentaract isn't even the actual, you know, Pentaract? It's competing for loot. Trying to get loot on a public Pentaract? Cross your fingers. Cross your fingers, cross your heart, you poor soul. There is one little tip that I can give you for securing your damage. If you see a group of characters running in one direction, either clockwise or counterclockwise, just go in the opposite direction. If you can find a tower that no one has gotten to yet, just freaking go to town on that Galaga ripoff. Focusing down one tower and getting maximum DPS on one is better than getting a little bit of DPS on all 5. On a side note, there is a small indicator to let you know when the time limit is going on. You see, when all 5 Pentaract towers are alive, they'll connect one another with red particles. When one is killed and unity is disrupted, the particles will turn yellow. But you want to know the best part about the Pentaract? You have 5 chances for loot. If you solo it, you know what to look at that. Look at those. Yeah. You know, it's always a cherry on top whenever the game throws a boss or a dungeon at you that can drop more than one bag. It's a very nice gesture and I appreciate it. But let's cut the formalities and get right to the good stuff. That juicy white bag. What's in it for you when you hit the jackpot? Well, I'm happy to report that the Pentaract white bag is one of my favorite abilities in the entire game. The Seal of Blasphemous Prayer. A phenomenal seal for the Paladin to use. I did make a video in the past comparing the top 2 seals to each other, but thanks to one of the more recent updates, that video is considered to be quite outdated, so view with that in mind. But that is it, folks. That is the Pentaract in a nutshell. Really fascinating event god, one of my personal favorites. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for part 4 of the Month of the Mad God Marathon, and as always, don't forget to check out the next episode whenever I post it, which will probably be soon. Alright. See ya. It's a very nice gesture. Hello.
Sorry. Wow. Alright.
That video is considered to be quite outdated, so view option.
Would you stop?